What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the quick and easy way to set up Velocidrone maps. Either you're designing a map that you're planning on building in real life, or maybe just for your friends, or just so you can upload to the game and have fun. Making maps can be a little hard to get started, but it's a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is go over here into the track editor section right here. We're going to click on that, and bottom right hand corner we're going to click create new track, and these are just different maps that you can pick from. Let's just go ahead and pick city for this one. Alright, so now we're here in the city, and in order to navigate I can use my up, back, left and right arrow keys. Also, if I right click and rotate, I can move around my camera, and left click will be for selecting. So first thing I'm going to do is go on over here and find a good starting position. So let's say right here, and I'm going to go into my top right hand corner over here where it says gates, and click on this drop down. Here we're going to see barriers, and we're going to click on this little launch pad. I believe this is the same also, but I've only ever used this one. Maybe we'll run a test with this one also. Anyways, for now we're just going to use this one, and it doesn't really matter what size you scale it to, so let's just scale it to like this for now. So step one, get your launch pad down. Step two, we're going to go down here into my favorite, which is the neon gates, and let's scroll down to, let's say, this for now, and we'll go ahead and scale that up. If you have an object, so in order to get your gate in the scene, we're going to want to click on the gate here, and it's going to highlight it, and then you click on your scene. So click on the right section here, and then click on your scene, and that will import it. If for some reason you ever see a gate that's floating, you can click on this button up here, ground, which will bring it back, snap it down to the ground. If you hit F, you can focus. Also, you have a button up here where you can focus, and global, we'll go more over that later, but that basically just sets your orientation of the object. Forget what this is. I don't know what this is. Oh, this just cycles through your options, but we can also do that with W, E, and R. So we have our W key, which moves our object up, down, left, right, and forward and back, and we have our E key, which rotates our object in X, Y, Z, and we have our R key, which scales in X, Y, Z, and if you click the middle here, you can scale it, you can constrain your proportions. So for now, we're just going to, and same thing for my rotation. If I just click here in the open, I can rotate freely. And same thing with my move tool. So that's our first gate. Remember, we use our arrow keys to move around, and this is where we're going to spawn. So we click here, check down in the bottom right corner, it will tell you your gate number. This is gate number 1, set as start and finish. We're going to click that, and now all we have to do is make sure we have this highlighted. So select that, clone, and that's going to be our next gate. Pay close attention to this little dot right here, this little pog symbol right here. It tells you the direction of the gate. So our drone is coming from this way and it's exiting that way. Just think of this as your exit token, is what I call it. So you just come in this way and exiting out that way. And let's just make a quick little course here. Let's clone this again and hit F to focus, rotate a little bit, and see, this is where our local and global comes in. So now I rotated that object. Local just means that it's bound to this object. Global just means, you know, to the world. So we're just going to click on that and clone it again. And let's have F to focus. make a quick little track that just goes around the block just for demonstration purposes. You can get as creative as you like. I've spent hours on tracks. This is just for demonstration. And we're gonna keep going here. Boom. And let's just do one more. Whoops. Down to the end of the block. F to focus. And there you have it. There's a very, very simple track. And let's just go through our gates. If I click on my first gate, it'll say right here in the bottom right corner, gate 1, and I can click here, gate 2, gate 3, and so on. And one last thing I want to go over is how to use the spline tool. So real quick, let's just save our map really quick. We're going to call it test 1. Hit OK. Oh, we already used that one in another, so we'll just call it test 2. Bam. Overwrite. Yes, so it's saved. One last thing I wanted to go over is the spline system. So if you go in the top right and you go down to tools, you go in the top, the first one here, and click on spline, and you can click on the first point. It basically draws a curve. So click down here, click on your first point, click on your next point through the gate, and so on and so forth. And this might be a little hard to get used to at first, but it gets easier. And you just basically draw these out of curves. You can put as many points down as you want. And this isn't perfect, but just to speed things up here, I'm just gonna draw some splines like this. And if you see here, you don't have to connect them. You can leave it open-ended if you want like that. Alright, so we have our spline, and if it turns yellow and you don't see the little balls on top of it, and you're like, what happened, it's broken, no, just right click on it. Right click will turn it yellow, right click on it again, and so it's red. And then we're gonna go to our cones. We drew out our spline earlier. I have my yellow spline. I'm gonna click on it, right click so it turns red. Then we're gonna go in the top right corner here, click on our cone, and left click on our line while it's red. And the way I can double check that is if I click here and I move this, you'll see that it moves the cone, and you know that it's bound to the spline. So let's make sure it's bound once more. We're gonna right click on our spline. We get the spline ball, so we know we have our spline selected. Left click on our arrow. Like I said, we can do this with any object. And let's click on our spline. Okay, it's moving my arrow, so I know it's bound. And now all you have to do is click on your object. If you go to the left over here, you'll see overlay spacing and spline spacing. So on your spline spacing, let's change it to, let's say, the smaller this number is, the shorter the spacing between my arrows. So let's do 1, and then I'm going to click on this dotted line tool right here. So let's click on that. And bam, you're gonna see now it drew a path of arrows all the way around that spline for us immediately. So now we don't have to go and place those arrows. Right click once more and hit this X over here. It'll get rid of everything on that spline. Whoops, it might take a second to lag out there for a second. And now what we're going to do is hit F9 on the keyboard. Hit yes to save, and now it's going to let us test it. So make sure you have your controller hooked up properly. And now I'm in free room, so just like any other map, you would go to your bottom right over here and hit race. So I hope this video was able to help, and if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll definitely get back to you. If you guys want to help me make more videos like this, please don't forget to smash those buttons, like and subscribe. It really helps. Share, all that good stuff. So it really helps me make more videos. I hope everybody's having a good one. Stay happy, stay positive, stay motivated. Blipz fam, I'll see you guys in the future.